Are you tired of all the products in your home not silently and slowly poisoning your body? Do you feel like something in your life is missing? Well, we can certainly help you with that. Come on down to the Lead-Based Emporium. We can supply you with all the lead-based products that you need. Need some lead pipes? We got it. Need some lead-based paint? We got you covered. Want some lead for your children? Check out our lead-based toy section. You can also have a peace of mind while shopping in our Lead-Based Emporium, because the walls around you are made out of lead, and they are slowly poisoning and killing you while you shop. You can thank us later.
But don't worry, if you start to feel too sick, we have a team of highly trained doctors who can explain what's happening inside your body.
I am Dr. David Alexander. I'm here today to talk to you about lead poisoning and what it is. Lead poisoning is what occurs when you either inhale, consume, or have it transdermally move into your bloodstream. The most common route of that is ingestion. Used to be a big problem back when lead-based paints were in the household. They would chip off the walls, they would turn into dust after being pulverized, and especially children were prone to picking them up, that dust, and putting it into their mouth, ingesting lead. The second inhalation was exacerbated by the introduction of lead into gasoline. That was slowly phased out in the 1970s and became illegal in 1986. Some of the common signs and symptoms of lead poisoning in children are decrease in IQ, irritability, developmental deficits, fatigue, sluggishness. In adults, it is typically manifest as hypertension, anemia, joint pain, irritability as well, loss of fertility, as well as decrease in cognitive functioning. The most common way to test for lead in the blood is to take a BLL, which is a blood lead level. In most children, it is considered significant when it is above 5 micrograms per deciliter. In adults, it's more around 10 micrograms per deciliter. There's no real safe level of lead in the blood. Most people begin to be treated at about 45 micrograms per deciliter. And that will be in the form of chelation therapy, or EDTA. The following slides offer some more information about chelation therapy and the treatment of lead poisoning. First off, what is chelation therapy? It basically is a therapy in which you introduce a solution into the body, either IV or PO, which is orally, to bind to metals selectively so they can be excreted safely from the body. Here's a list of the most commonly used chelating agents for lead poisoning that we will cover in the next. First off is dimercaprol. It was initially used pre-1960s in conjunction with EDTA to treat high levels of lead poisoning that led to lead encephalopathy. The positive of this drug is that it does cross the blood-brain barrier and thus can lead to decreased symptoms of lead encephalopathy and deficits that come along with it. It's introduced as the initial chelating agent to reduce the amount of lead in the brain prior to the introduction of EDTA, which is in our following slide, that in conjunction with dimercaprol reduces the amount of lead in the body. Today, the most favored is meso-2,3-dimercaptosacinic acid. Due to its hydrophilic nature, it is easily absorbed into the GI tract and thus can be taken PO for lead poisoning and is best used in cycles of 3 days on and 11 days off. It allows the body to replenish glutathione, which helps to push heavy metals out of the intracellular space to a point where these chelating agents can help to reduce the blood lead levels. But before we proceed, here are some quick questions. What is a recent event in which lead poisoning was concerned? What is the major cause of lead poisoning for children? And last but not least, what would be an acceptable amount of lead exposure for human beings?
So, Dr. David,
Would you recommend that people buy products from the lead-based Emporium?
Are you kidding me? Absolutely not.
Okay, thank you for your time. Wow, lead poisoning sure sounds like a lot of fun. Now let's take a look at what you guys can expect from some of our products.
The following reaction shows the process of precipitation of lead 2 chloride. Lead 2 chloride precipitate from solution upon addition of chloride sources such as hydrochloric acid, sodium chloride, or potassium chloride to aqueous solution of lead 2 compounds such as lead nitrate. The solubility of lead 2 chloride in water is low, and for practical purposes, it's considered insoluble. Its solubility product constant is 5.89 times 10 to the negative fifths. It's one of the only 4 common insoluble chlorides. Like other lead-containing compounds, exposure of lead to chloride may cause lead poisoning. Lead iodide is commonly synthesized via double displacement reaction between potassium iodide and lead 2 nitrate in water solution. At room temperature, lead iodide is bright yellow, odorless crystalline solid that becomes orange and red when heated. The compound currently has a few specialized applications such as manufacture solar cells and X-ray and gamma-ray detectors. Lead iodide was formerly employed as a yellow pigment in some paints with the name iodide yellow. However, the use has been largely discontinued due to the toxicity and poor stability.
Thanks for that explanation, Angelina. Isn't lead fun? We also used that KSP value to determine the concentration of lead in those solutions. We determined the concentration to be 1.3 times 10 to the negative 3 moles per liter using a simple icebox equation. We then converted this concentration from moles per liter to grams per liter and found that there's almost 0.6 grams per liter of lead in these solutions. So you can be sure that you will be getting the maximum amount of lead when you buy products from the lead-based Emporium. Be sure to come visit us real soon.